Greetings, hello, and welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. I'm ImperialJedi, this episode number 8 coming at you. And for today's episode, we are just going to jump right into building our university campus. I've got a lot of fun ideas, mainly how to incorporate some transit in here, so hopefully it all comes out nicely. And I think we're going to find a fun way to bring bikes in too. I'm actually going to maybe change this road around a little bit to kind of get us started. But yeah, buckle up. Let's do some building here. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate it. Having a lot of fun with the series so far. Glad you guys keep on coming back for more. Alright, so what I'm thinking with this bridge here, it's not that I don't like the suspension arms or anything like that. I just think that it might be drawing a little bit too much attention to it. And then if you stare at it long enough, you realize it's just more or less a car bridge, right? We got some bike lanes, but I think what I want to do is just change the profile of it. I want to make it a lot more transit friendly, so we're going to just, I don't know, upgrade or downgrade, depends on how your perspective here. But we're going to change it so that it's not doing as much of a visual impact, but it just kind of hides a bit more in plain sight. I think these little suspension arms here look a little bit nicer than the giant tall ones, or this arched covering, whatever you want to call it. It's nice. Then we'll see some transit roll on through, and then just to keep the bike lane kind of vibe alive, what I want to do is just run some, I think, right alongside, and turn off the road guidelines here. And maybe one half can be a walking path, and the other half can be for bikes. And this may or may not work. Oh yeah, it might work. I'm just going to try and follow the same height as the bridge, and that should look kind of cool, I think. Oh yeah. That is really awesome. And then what we can do, because we still want to bring the bike lane in from underneath in the highway, like over here. What we can do, if there's time afterwards, bring this over and then try doing like a little corkscrew or something kind of downward to connect these two. But look at how sharp that looks, right? I like that a lot. Alright, so let's maybe leave this side open. Perhaps something can be done differently on that side. But just there's the general feel and idea. I like that a lot more. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Alright, now as far as this road goes, let's move just a hint more forward with this. And before I forget, I was just noticing that the terrain kind of dips a little bit back here. Let's just maybe smooth this out so our university campus is a bit more flat. Not the end of the world if it's not, but... Oh, not enough soil. Where can we move out of the way? Beautiful. Now remember, if you don't want to use the soil or have to deal with that, there's a mod built into the game. So if you go through the content manager of the main menu, you can just make it so you have unlimited soil. Totally up to you. I think that's better. And again, remember, you can always steal soil from underground. Yeah, that's better. Cool. So I want Tram Priority. So let's have Tram just go nice and straight through here. Maybe not that far out. And then we'll have one-way roads that just go right alongside. And let's use the trees. I'm just going to place this down just for a bit of a marker point. But let's think here. Oh, actually, no. You know what might even be better? Is if we curve outward. Let's see how sharp we can get this. I definitely want to make sure we have enough space for everything. That's strange. I want my road guidelines to pop up. Alright, well, looks like we're going to freehand this. Never mind that plan. So we go up like that, spacing of 2 in between. I think that should be enough room for us to come in comfortably without there being... There we go. Just want to make sure there's enough room for this whole operation, of course. Yeah, that's not bad. Actually, I kind of like that. A little bit of a fork. Stick a fork in it. It's done, right? No, it's not done. Not even close. Alright, then we'll have a little cut through like this, just in case. Bonus points for the trees. And then let's go a little bit further up with the transit, and then let's make a transit box. So I kind of have a new vision here. So we'll go like this. And then we'll go outwards. And we'll try and make this an even amount. So let's say 1040 on each side. And we'll worry about that top half afterwards. And then maybe for fun, these can go, say, like that. So how far is that? 320. Cool. And then maybe even that can be... Oh, okay. How the trams will turn around. Yeah, that works for me. So probably one way still. There we go. So we keep our trams separated. We're going to have, I think, a spot in here for the trams to make another cut through, so multiple lines. We can do some university buildings here. We'll probably make this a bit wider. We'll now do some zoning along that side as well. So we can have our main campus, like our main building, be right here. That's actually kind of cool. And then, yeah, like I was saying, we could have tram turnarounds right here. Or we can have another little separate tram bay on each side. Let's see what this would look like really quickly here. That would fit. Now, we don't definitely need to put all 3 university campuses down right here. Or the 3 that we have. I mean, there's no reason for it other than just for the aesthetic look. I think for the size of our city especially, we only need 1. We do need educated citizens though, so our IT buildings can function properly. Like our office space and stuff. But just so we get some symmetry, I think I'm actually going to keep this. This is kind of cool here. And then, yeah, the plan would be then to possibly go do one more block, I guess, around here. That's fine for me. And then maybe just a tram only behind. And then that can connect to this hole. There we go. And then how far was this total? That's 1170. Excellent. There we have it. Beautiful. And then we'll take this road over here, and we'll just follow the profile of the tram tracks. And if we make some pedestrian crossings, we'll be able to get a lot of connectivity through here. And then we'll bring the, I think the bikes in, probably down here as well. Oh, this is awesome. This just turned out really nicely, didn't it? So one side at a time. Let's do the bicycles now. And we're going for that, like, prestigious, you know, like, just beautiful, looking down the front Main Street kind of shot here of our university campus. Very modern, very sleek looking. And I think what we're going to do to try and get some parking lots in place is this center part here, I'm actually going to zone it as commercial, and we're going to specialize it with the Green Cities DLC. So it becomes the local produce, and then we get those really nice big oversized parking lots, hopefully. And of course, we're going to have to bring some power over here and some utilities. Let's do that now before we start doing some zoning. Even though it might not be the most visually pleasing thing to do, I'm just going to run some power lines just right through here. We'll eventually hide them in with some trees, so it won't look all that terrible. But a necessary evil, I want to say. There, just for the moment. Then as this area gets filled in, we'll hopefully be able to get rid of most of those power lines. Or maybe we can have like a separate power system on this side of the island and just have minimal power crossings. But I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. That's for way down the road, you know? So you guys notice that sometimes I'm having an issue here with the slope being too steep? So over here, sometimes that happens when you're doing your metro lines, when you're crossing rivers and canals as well. So to avoid that, you might maybe need to go a bit of an angle. Sometimes there's that sweet spot. Very random, I don't know, but that might help someone somewhere. It looks like we're a bit crooked somehow with that one. I don't normally approve of this, but desperate times call for desperate measures, right? Oops, I meant to do this one as well. Okay. Back on track. Now, I don't remember what DLC these are part of, so I apologize for not being able to include them, but I've got these faculty buildings here, which are pretty nifty. And I think I might drop just a couple of these down back here, and they might maybe kind of visually serve as like a dormitory, or just like a backup wing or something. And then I've got some buildings from the high-tech DLC pack, and those ones are really darn cool. So we've got, if we wanted to maybe make like a specialized little facility or something here, like a Robotics Institute, right, on campus, we could do that. So that's kind of cool. So let's draw a few more roads back here. And we'll need just a small spot for some residential zoning as well. And I don't know if this will work, but maybe we can get these two. No. And this is just so that cars can do proper turns and not do a weird little U-turn over here. So by that logic, I think we can get rid of that. Although, to encourage people to use this from a pedestrian point of view, I actually think we should keep the connection, because this creates the crosswalk. So let's do that. Hopefully car traffic doesn't get silly here. Let's drop down our Robotics Institute. Oh, I guess it doesn't have to be right here. That's cool. And then I think we can also maybe put down a movie studio. We have that one too. Where is that one? Oh, there it is. So we have a media wing as well. So let's draw some roads over here. I think a little bit of symmetry will be nice on campus. Is that 2 square, 1 square? Oh boy. So much for that plan. Okay. Well, we're being thrown a curveball here. I would like to keep things symmetrical. So why don't we change this just around slightly? Let's put that, say, right there. Get some trees along the side. And then, just to change things up, try this. There we go. There. Just to be a little bit different. Okay, so our university campus is going to need some services as well. We're just on the outskirts of town. So in terms of providing police and fire and, you know, like ambulances, that kind of stuff, we'll want something close by. And then on campus itself, we'll probably want some facilities to kind of keep you healthy and active and everything too. So let's go ahead and take out a loan here. We're about to spend, I think, some big dollars. Grab this, grab that. And let's put down our sports hall and gymnasium, because that'll be kind of cool over here. Let's drop that down maybe on this side. Excellent. And then just on the edge of town, or edge of campus, we'll have a fire station. And then we'll have a police station just in campus. And then I'd like to have just like a little clinic over here as well. So that can be just next door to our TV studio. And we're going to have to just keep an eye on the finances, because all of these new things are going to be kind of adding up. Before we do any more spending, let's see where we level out. If it ends up being a little bit too much in the negatives, what we can do in the short run is get rid of these buildings or just turn them off. But I'm going to gamble. I'm going to keep on rolling with it because I actually like the look of them. And I think to help offset some of this cost, what I'm going to do is just a little bit of high density zoning just in through here. So not much, just a little bit to help offset some of this new expenses. And maybe as an added bonus, some of these people will go to the university, so this could be our first students rolling in right now. And then just, again, a little bit more. But we're not really planning on this right now, so we're just going to do a hint just to help us out. Okay, no panic, we're good. Okay, so power itself, running a little bit on the low side. We are still trying to go for the green theme, green kind of vibe here. So why don't we try to use one of our new plants? Cost-wise, I don't really think we can just yet. Let me just double check here that we're on the... No, okay, so we're going to adjust our taxes for our high density. This will help even more. Keep it on 3-speed. And if our cash flow supports it, I actually think I might do that as our next purchase. Because the coal, I mean, coal and oil, it will definitely buy us a lot of power. It's a good investment. It's just not really, it's not green at all, right? Okay, so 65,000. Get rid of these. Help it a little bit with our cost. Let's put down some offices over here. Which will look kind of cool, I think, as we start to convert this over some more. Alright, well, while we wait for our money to come in, let's at least do a hint more planning. And so we wanted, like I was saying, some commercial in here. And this is how we're hopefully going to get some parking lots in place. And we'll zone this. And then make a district. And then we'll make this into a organic and local produce. And then I wonder if this is actually better suited like this. And this way we get some more zoning in. And this just honestly is a cool way to get the trams and whatnot moving through. Over here is not going to be the same as that spot. So let's do something different in that. Maybe even a park or something would be kind of cool. Would that work? No way, that looks awesome. And that's two-way traffic right here, or what's our plan? What did I do here with the trams? I think I may have messed something up here, 1 second. Okay, so I did in fact use 2 ways with the trams the whole way through. I don't think that's a problem, let's just keep it that way. In my mind, though, this was a 1-way tram network, but I think that's totally fine now. But we have to find a way to use this, right? Oh, awesome. Okay, that's it. Love it. Beautiful. Alright, so 1 residential building here. And that'll be like a dormitory tower for our students. We'll have some... I want to say like frat houses, but like maybe the equivalent over here. And then possibly same idea. Maybe these could be houses too. And then just some parks and plazas. And then ideally some symmetry out of these things too. No. Not too shabby. Okay. While that's zoning, and while we're saving our money, let's put down the rest of our bike network through here. So I guess we could make our outer road actually a bike to help with that. Okay, I bet you if I upgrade this and then put the road in again afterwards, we'll have enough room for it. Yep. And I bet you same idea over here. It's funny how that sometimes happens. Beautiful. And then in between last episode and this episode, I also put down a new tram route. So we'll connect one to here and I'll show you guys where that new one ended up. Okay, so step by step, putting this back together. And this is kind of cool. Alright. So bike lane comes in, everything is now interconnected. I think we could just, for fun, maybe throw some bike lanes down just through the back parts like this, just to get a bit more usage, and to help fill some of the voids. This can be removed. This, also in an effort to get some parking lots and stuff, can be done with that same trick. So let's expand the district. Beautiful. Oh, that's so cool. Alright, let's put on 3-speed. Let's watch everybody come on in. Good flow through so far. It's kind of cool seeing the traffic light add a little bit of volume here. Yeah, this is nice. Alright, so a power plant, definitely we need to get that. We can afford it now. It's our geothermal power plant. This is really cool. So in real life, this would have like a really deep hole bored. And they would use the Earth's natural heat to create steam and move turbines that way. So let's hide that right over here. That's kind of cool. And you can use the flip of this as a cooling agent if you're really close to a very deep lake or an ocean. You can have hot water pipes that are bringing heat from buildings. If you're trying to get rid of heat in the summertime, you can have them go deep under the lake, and then the lake will cool them down. So that's kind of a cool, like a liquid cooling system for your CPU, essentially. So that'll help. Definitely gives us more power than I think we need for the moment. Yeah, look at that, well into the green. And then cash flow wise, I think we're okay still. That was a little hairy as we were absorbing all the new costs here. But I think that last second bit of zoning really put us over. Honestly, this is turning out way better than I thought. I kind of was visualizing something like this in my mind, and just to see it is just great. Alright, now, something that we could do over by the gymnasium is maybe this can be where the buses turn around. Because transit-wise, we've definitely got to focus on the trams here, but unless we're stopping on the main streets, it's not really like we have a planned area for the buses. So maybe just to get a little bit of a bus feel, bus vibe or something, why don't we just have a little street like this? So we get the bus lane, so people get the kind of the bus feels. And then if this is somehow doable, where we can upgrade that to get this, I wonder. Is the big hopeful if here. If this works. No. Well, we tried. Oh, wise guy, huh? So, there you go. Hopefully click a lot and get it as it makes up its mind. But you guys can see the approach that I take when I run into problems. Just reverse engineer. So we knew how to build it while we were building it, so we'll just build it again. If that makes any sense. Alright, so maybe this is the only point for the bus, and then maybe that can also be used as a bus thing too. But there we go. There's the general shape. Here's a general idea of our campus. Hopefully this gets us some more parking lots. But now let's work on some transit, and then we'll do some decorating. And then, time permitted, we'll do some more work on the bike lanes coming in. There we go. Okay, so let's just double check our services. I think we put down a clinic, we're good. Death care, don't really need that close by. We'll worry about that across the river. Fire and police are okay. Schooling, of course, is great. Don't really need anything else. And parks were okay too. Maybe if we wanted to, just to kind of up the campus feel. Let's put that over here. I don't think that would. Oh, does that actually work? Yeah. I need to leave the space there for the bike lane. I almost forgot. Beautiful. Oh, this is honestly, I'm really happy with this, guys. Okay, so transit, let's do that now. And then, as promised, let me show you guys the new line I put in. Oops. So, no surprise, it does go down our transit lane that we built, that corridor from before. And then just to get some people using this particular stop here on both sides of the street, I did a really, really small sliver of an upgrade for this road, and that was just to get some pedestrian access. So it created the crosswalk. So we don't have to worry about cars or anything on that, right? But just get people using both sides of the street. And then we just cut right on through here. It's kind of cool. And I used these arms on the outside for the stops, so they won't slow down car traffic through the roundabout. And I might use this approach, I think, somewhere in the city as well, where we maybe split the lanes off like this, keep driving traffic on its own, and then have the stops. So I think a combination of that, plus this approach that we used over here, where are we, will be a really cool way to get a lot of people moving. The one-way road network here through this as well, right? So lots of tests happening. Okay. New route. So let's start over here. And then let's have a stop. Maybe just up here. So we're creating a new line. This one I want to say is, I want to consider like the express to university. So this one probably won't stop too many places. I'll stop right here, just so it picks up people coming inbound from that tram route, say coming from down there, so we'll encourage them transferring. But for the moment, this is going to act as kind of like a high-speed link between the waterfront transit hub and the university campus itself. And why don't we have our stop just right in front, right there. Pick up people, drop them off, and then we'll just head right back. And then again, we'll stop here. And that way, if you wanted to take this transit route to go up further into town, you don't have to take those few stops and go extra into, you know, into here. It looks like our planning wants us to go this way. That's interesting. I'll take it. We'll see what happens here. Maybe this is faster, going around some of the traffic too. And then in an instance like this where we can't quite select the color, you may have to be a little bit creative. So I have to go in, I think, like that. It's close enough, not the worst. Okay, let's check, make sure these are spawning properly. Looks like they are. This is kind of fun. I like seeing the bulk of the traffic be transit vehicles. Definitely a busy happening city we got here. Alright, now I would like to get a bus link in, but I want that one to maybe come through this neighborhood here and then pick people up and drop them off type thing. But I want to just do a bit of kind of preemptive planning for here. So what I'm going to quickly do is just tack on a few more side streets here. And I'm going to put down some bus lines through those areas, even if people aren't living there just yet. And I've had requests for more tree line roads for the side streets, so I'm going to try and use those more often. That's our bike lane coming across as well. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay. So again, being a little bit preemptive, but we're anticipating a lot of growth through here, so we'll have the bus line come, and it'll probably link up with this spot here. Alright, so new line. Crossing the bridge, stopping here. Going in here. I just moved that stop over to get the line to go the direction that I wanted it to. See how it's going to cut the corner again? So I might maybe have to do the same thing here. Which is no problem. And I'm taking a bit of a longer route like this, just so we can pick up a few extra people. We'll stop like this. We'll go around the block. Oh, I just realized there's no... We need another road link through here. if that's the case, I'm going to move that one out of the way just for the moment, and then we'll continue with this. There we go. Now, I would argue that maybe these stops are a little bit close together, but it's just to help with the routing here. I want these buses to stay right next to each other like that. There we go. Excellent. Excellent indeed. Yeah, this is really cool so far. Very happy with this turning out. Okay, let's do some quick decorating and hopefully a little bit of bike stuff. So I won't go too overboard because I feel like there would probably be a bit of a maintenance budget, right, for our school here. So probably some trees would be well trimmed before they got too out of control. But definitely just sticking with the rest of the vibe. We're gonna have that city within the forest kind of feel. Maybe it's a bit more zoning potential through here. And then I think what we'll do is we'll have a nice kind of gap between where the campus kind of ends and where city stuff kind of begins again. So we can probably encompass this whole thing in like forests, or we can use some larger roads to box around it and just kind of make this feel like its own kind of community. Very self-sustaining over here. Why would you ever leave, right? No need to. Okay. And there's a slim chance I might go through this afterwards and maybe get the trees all the same little color. But I don't think that looks all that bad, actually, the variety. I think you guys know what I mean by that, right? Just getting the ones that are looking a little off. And then if we find that traffic is getting a little bit too bunched up through here, we can always start taking away some of the traffic lights and stuff. Because, I mean, really, there's no, like, cars shouldn't be making the U-turn here, right? So this we could even open up right now. Because no one's really going in front of each other, right? This is faster flow through now. And what sometimes works in one spot of the city might not work in another, just because of volume and habits. And, you know, maybe you've got more inbound traffic kind of causing a problem in one particular intersection than another. So sometimes it just takes all the tools in your work box to try and tackle traffic. Actually, let's just go crazy with these ones. And then finances-wise, we definitely rebounded. I was genuinely just the faintest bit nervous. I kind of thought we would rebound. I didn't think it would happen this quickly, though. But we pretty much spent, I want to say, about $250,000 building this. So we had to save up for this. It wasn't just like a you know, Tuesday afternoon, just build this kind of thing, right? So if you are going to be doing an oversized campus, just make sure you're planning for it. Make sure your budget can absorb the new expenses. Otherwise, it'd be a shame to get to a city size like this and then, you know, have to restart, right? Because we're out of money. All right, well, my friends, I think what we'll do is we'll save a bit more of the surrounding infrastructure and stuff for the next episode. Talk a bit more and explore the campus. But I'll continue off camera with a bit more beautifying. But we'll leave the bike stuff for next episode, because I had some requests in the comment section just to keep the bike infrastructure on camera. But I'm so excited, guys! This looks great. I'm loving this. And look at this campus. We got one now. That is absolutely fantastic. Visually, I think it looks really great. There's a lot of stuff that's the same. We got some visual difference too. A lot more room for some trees and stuff. Traffic flow is pretty good. Transit flow looks great. Very happy. Alright guys, drop me a comment. Let me know for sure what you think of this place. Very happy with that. I like that we have a little multimedia kind of wing. We've got our Robotics Institute. Smart kids coming here. This is grand. And then, mission accomplished. We got some cool buildings. Didn't get as much parking as we had hoped for with these kind of areas here. But still definitely a fun looking place. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one. Drop me a comment, let me know what you think. Happy building, and all the best.